not really a workshop, and we don't have time, we have 15 minutes. We're going to show you something about Yantra Yoga. Yantra Yoga is the yoga of Tibetan tradition that is made of movement and breathing. The characteristic of Yantra Yoga is that there is no really position or asanas, but there are sequences of 7 movements where the central phase looks like an asana, but is based on the retention of the breathing. In Yantra there are 5 main retention of the breathing, and every single movement is training one of those, plus different kind of inhalation and exhalation. This because the focus of Yantra Yoga is not as much on the physical body as on the function of our energy. So, and now we have so little time. So it is an ancient system, and the root text is read to an ancient Buddhist master called Vairochana, who compiled this root text in the 8th century. Then on this root text was made a commentary by the Dzogchen teacher Chogyam Nankai Norbu, and on base of this commentary this practice is done. Now the only time we have to do is to show briefly the first breathing that we apply in Yantra, and we do it a short version, that it is to purify our system from the impure or stale prana. It's too long now to explain why we consider there is stale prana, but simply the prana is connected to the movement of the mind, and when the mind is agitated, it creates a malfunction, we could say, of the prana that creating a function of the prana that is weak, is stale, is weak. There is no harmony. So the first thing before starting an exercise, we have to purify our system from this impure prana. And this is the exercises that we do. Only 3 times, one and one. Okay? In Yantra Yoga, men start with the right side and women start with the left. So first you would have to inhale, fully inhale and expand that side of your chest. Then exhale, starting from the chest down. And then staying in empty hold, you bring the hand to the knee. And then breathing from the bottom up is very important. This aspect of the breathing, you expand. And then exhale. And stay empty. In Yantra Yoga, it's very important to have what in general yoga is called the complete yoga breathing. Starting from below, expanding the abdominal phase, the intercostal phase, and the chest phase. We are actually doing also some warm-ups and seminars of this, and one might happen these days. If you are interested, you can get some information there. There is the Yantra, and here there is somebody who will be willing to give you the information. And the last time, you breathe forward, exhaling and moving all the impure air out in this exercise. The next thing we can show you is what is called the 8th movement to harmonize and purify our energy. In Tibetan, they are called Lung Sang. These 8 movements train 4 different ways of breathing, long and quick, and 4 kind of holding after inhalation. The holding in Yantra Yoga is extremely important because it's through the holding, not the mere breathing and movement, that we can really control our prana energy. That is the base of our physical energy, our vital energy. In this case, it's very important also the rhythm. All the movement of Yantra have a rhythm. You have to integrate the breathing in the movement with the rhythm. And this is Yantra Yoga, the practice of Yantra, the characteristic of the practice of Yantra. So this first movement is for the long inhalation. And the rhythm is the base of 2. You inhale for 2 counts. You exhale for 2 counts. Now you inhale long for 4 counts. Now you hold open, you mean you hold without tensing or anything and stretching completely the body, then you exhale. Always in the rhythm. Inhale, exhale. You repeat these 3 times. Now, when you inhale completely, you should start from below, move up, expand up in the chest. And when you tense the body, you use the tension of the body to actually relax the breathing. And you exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So all the practice of Yantra is focused around the breathing. The movement of the body and the position of the body is important, but it's more important the function of that movement and that position to shape and direct the breathing in the way that should be correctly direct and used, especially with the holding of the breath. You know how much important is the correct breathing and the powerful function of the holding of the breath. Then we have the second movement. The second movement is for holding open. So keep the air inside without pushing or doing anything, simply expanding. It's like a pause in the breathing. And the rhythm is always 2 inhaling, 2 exhaling, and the holding. Now, what is important in this movement is introducing already the second hold, that is called in Tibetan Jilwa, and is the direct hold. With this holding, we direct the air downward. All the movements should be done with energy, with intent. They cannot be done sloppily. They should be done with some kind of energy in order to really work precisely. Inhale and exhale. Always in the rhythm. Always the pace of the breathing in the movement. Then we do with both hands. And again, men and women know the movement starting in different ways. When men start right, women start left, and vice versa. This because there is a characteristic of the aspect of the energy for men and women that is different. And this is to pay respect to this condition and apply this characteristic. This is the third movement. This is especially for the characteristic of this direct hold that is called Jilwa. Inhale, opening up, and with the shape of the body, you cause the air to be directed down. Then you exhale, you inhale, and exhale. Then to the other side, inhale, cross the legs the other way, open the breathing, turn it to the side, hold open, hold with direction, and exhale. When we say hold open and hold with direction, of course there is an element of your intention to do it, but the characteristic of the movement that if you do the movement correctly, the movement will create that condition. This is the movement for fast exhalation. You inhale slowly, you hold in a relaxed way, and then fast you exhale. Inhale and exhale. So generally in Yantra Yoga we use what we call direct breathing. It's not control, it's not force, it's very natural. Also you can call it the calm breathing. But now we have an element of fast exhalation that is stronger. So we train the long and the fast breathing. Now after the fast exhalation, there's the fast inhalation. And the fast inhalation is coordinated with a closed hold, when you block the air below the navel. You inhale fast. Now you have to tense the body. Very often in Yantra movement there is this is called in Yantra Yoga chuntel. When you contract all the muscles and tendons and fibers of your body to the point of almost trembling. It's just for a moment. And these have a special kind of function regarding the way we hold and the function of the holding related to the prana energy. In general, we do every movement 3 times, except when it's a symmetric movement, and then we do 1 time to each side. Here the body should be parallel to the ground and you should lock the air below the navel. Now the 6th movement is the movement for the closed hold specifically. And this movement is really working on the characteristic of the breathing very precisely. Now there is not much time to explain that. The back should be straight, you turn, and in doing so, you press and lock the air below the navel. You inhale, you exhale, cross arms and feet. You inhale, bring the head as back as possible, straightening the back. It's very important in every phase of the holding that your back is straight. It's absolutely fundamental. Either you're doing the movement or you're practicing breathing in the position that we call the position of Aerochana. It should have characteristic, precisely 7 characteristics. But the main characteristic is always the back should be straight. Now you breathe with strength, tense the body again, come up, and in this position we do the 4th kind of holding that is called Drempa. Drempa hold is when the air is locked below the navel and the navel is pulling back. This is the characteristic of Drem. It means pulling back. And sometimes it means also pulling up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, tensing the whole body. Exhale, inhaling with strength. Tense the legs. Come up. Exhale. And this is the last of the 8 movements. The movement for a long, complete, and smooth exhalation. You inhale, exhale, from behind you grab your arm, open up the arm and the chest, inhaling, put the fist below the navel, turn and exhale long and complete. Inhale, exhale, inhale, okay. So these are the 8 movements. That's the only thing we can really show you today. If you are interested in deepening the knowledge of Yantra Yoga, as I said, there is our stand there. There is a couple of courses coming up. If you are interested, she might be willing to take your interest. And that's it. And thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much, Fabio, showing us the Yoga Yantra. So whoever is interested